It's review time, and we're reviewing the kit that I said I didn't have time to review. The high-grade Universal Century Gyan Krieger. This kit was released through the P-Bandai web shop, and the first time I talked about it in the unboxing, I theorized that this was originally intended to be a retail release. And now that I've built the kit, I don't necessarily think that's the case anymore. While it is a very high-quality feeling kit, it does have some areas, like especially the shield, I think is the biggest kind of giveaway, that really feel very premium Bandai. The shield has a very simple, very cheap feel. The handle's very simple. These pieces that I'm assuming are supposed to be beam saber handles are fixed in place. Feels pretty par for the course for a P-Bandai kit. But aside from the shield, there's really not a lot I can complain about with this kit. It looks great. It would be nice if we had some stickers or better yet color separation for the vents up here, but that's really no big deal. The legs look great, the waist looks great, the backpack looks pretty awesome as well. I forgot to talk about these in the unboxing, but there's only 3 stickers included for this kit. You got the 2 green stripes on the backpack, and then the mono eye. That's it. The build experience was fantastic since this was based off the high-grade Revive mold. And when it comes to the general design of the kit, there's not much else I can say. It's pretty great. So for weapons and accessories, this kit does not come with a whole lot. You do get a very large beam javelin. It's a bit cumbersome for him to hold in one hand, but fortunately, he can hold it with both hands just fine. And he looks pretty awesome doing it. But this brings up a problem. His shield only connects to his hand. There's no forearm peg on the underside of the shield, so he can only hold it when nothing else is being held in that hand. Which means he can't use the spear and the shield at the same time unless he's only holding the spear with one hand. So I have the shield and sword on him together right now, and this is another one of those kits, like the GM ground type, where no matter how I pose it, I just can't help but love it. This thing looks awesome. You get one final accessory with this kit, and that is an alternate right hand. His fingers are splayed outwards slightly so that anything you put in his hand will be tipped forward slightly. And then the attachment point that connects it to his arm is on a hinge. Where the alternate hand shines most is in poses where the kit is pointing the lance forwards compared to the arm, be it pointed down at the ground or up in the air, or even straight ahead like a jousting knight. This one addition does a surprising amount to help what is already a very dynamic looking kit. So I'm going to go into the articulation in just a moment, but before that I want to show you something that I've kind of noticed while I was filming this video, and that is this piece right here. It doesn't really like to stay on at all. It's kind of annoying, but it's a static piece, so you can pretty much just glue it on and you're good. All right. Articulation time. Head goes up, down, around, front to back, shoulders swing out, rotate around, swing up, arms rotate, double elbow bend, hands do what you'd expect. The fuel tanks on the back can rotate up and down. The torso goes forwards and backwards. There's a little bit of waist rotation, a little bit of side to side. Skirts come up, 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 which is to say they barely move at all. But you can still bring his legs forward, out. Oh yeah, and this guy does also have a moving back skirt. With how little movement the front skirts and side skirts on this kit had, a moving back skirt was one of the last things I was expecting. The legs rotate, bend, and then there's a little bit of wiggle on this thruster cover and also on the ankle guard. The feet are really posable. They have a nice side tilt as well. And a freaking toe joint on a high grade. The lack of skirt mobility on this kit seems like it might impede the articulation at first, but with how outstanding every other aspect of the kit's mobility is, it ultimately doesn't even matter. I mean, come on, when's the last time you saw a high grade with a toe bend? And no, that weird flip-flop joint the GMs have doesn't count as a toe joint. This kit looks great, it poses great, it's very intuitive to handle, and while it does have a few minor issues, which also include a pair of very obvious seam lines running down the fuel tanks, the kit is such a joy to handle that I can easily overlook all of them. The high-grade Gyan Krieger is the first premium Bandai kit that I've built that I can say I truly feel satisfied with. Some of the models I've looked at in the past were hit or miss, but this one is definitely worth the markup. And you know what? If you can't afford a Gyan Krieger, maybe you should pick up the HGBF Gyan Salat. It's the same mold as the Gyan Krieger, and if this kit's anything to go by, it's a pretty awesome build. I'm going to leave you guys with a group shot of the Gyan Krieger with his fellow purple Xeon suit, the Afrit Schneid, and a much less good premium Bandai kit, the high-grade Rebawu. In case it wasn't obvious already, the Gyan Krieger gets the thumbs up, and you know what? I'm going to throw in another one too for good measure. I'm your host, Second Soundwave. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. If you're new here, I'm Second Soundwave, and I review Gunpla and talk about new Gunpla and Gunpla news and do other stuff like that. I just did a terrible job selling my channel, but if you want to see what I make anyways, hit the subscribe button, and as always, I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.